Today we're diving into 10 incredible games that didn't get the love they deserved at launch, but absolutely deserve a second chance now. Whether they were overshadowed or just flew under the radar, these games have been reevaluated and are totally worth your time. Before we jump in, don't forget to hit that subscribe button and ring the bell so you never miss out. Let's get started. Let's kick things off with one of the most underappreciated open-world gems of the last decade, Sleeping Dogs. Released in 2012, this action-packed crime drama set in the bustling streets of Hong Kong felt like a mix of Grand Theft Auto with martial arts combat, but sadly, it was overshadowed by bigger titles like Assassin's Creed and GTA 5. At launch, Sleeping Dogs struggled with visibility, and despite its compelling storyline, brutal combat, and the rich, culturally immersive world, it didn't catch the attention it deserved. But now, with time, the game's unique combat mechanics, including hand-to-hand fights, environmental takedowns, and the gripping narrative, have earned it a cult following. So why revisit it? Today, Sleeping Dogs holds up incredibly well. Its parkour-inspired movement, solid gunplay, and narrative depth feel ahead of its time, and it's a game that every fan of open-world action titles should give a second chance. Mad Max had all the right ingredients to be a hit: massive open-world car combat, an expansive wasteland to explore, and brutal melee combat. However, it launched in 2015 on the same day as Metal Gear Solid 5: The Phantom Pain, and it simply couldn't compete with Hideo Kojima's Epic. At launch, the game was also criticized for being too repetitive, but if you revisit it now, the strength of its world-building, attention to vehicular combat, and surprisingly deep customization options for both Max and his iconic magnum opus car shine through. Driving through a post-apocalyptic wasteland while battling outlaws and vehicular carnage has never felt more thrilling. Today, Mad Max feels like a hidden treasure in the open-world genre. If you're looking for a game that nails atmosphere, has satisfying combat, and feels like a true desert road warrior experience, this is the one to return to. Days Gone is perhaps one of the most controversial PlayStation exclusives in recent years. At launch, it suffered from technical issues and mixed reviews, with some calling it uninspired. However, since then, patches have significantly improved performance, and a dedicated fan base has re-evaluated the game, praising its story, characters, and intense zombie horde mechanics. Set in a post-apocalyptic Oregon, you play as Deacon St. John, a biker trying to survive the freaker apocalypse. What stands out now is the emotional depth of the story, which was overlooked at launch, along with the sheer terror of facing massive freaker hordes. It's one of those games that has aged beautifully thanks to improvements. If you skip Days Gone because of the launch reception, now is the perfect time to revisit it. It's a unique, emotionally driven game with vast open landscapes and some of the most intense survival moments you'll experience. If you're enjoying the list so far and want more awesome content like this, don't forget to hit that subscribe button. Your support helps the channel grow and keeps these lists coming. Next up, we have Hi-Fi Rush, a rhythm action game that slipped under the radar despite its unique concept. It blends the fast-paced combat of an action game with rhythm-based mechanics, where every punch, dodge, and combo syncs to the beat. Despite being a creative and fresh experience, it got overshadowed by bigger titles and didn't gain the attention it deserved at launch. What makes Hi-Fi Rush special is its vibrant art style, upbeat soundtrack, and how the rhythm mechanic actually enhances the gameplay. Timing your attacks to the music adds an extra layer of strategy and satisfaction, making every battle feel like a perfectly choreographed sequence. It was initially overlooked due to its quirky concept and niche appeal, but fans who gave it a chance have been singing its praises ever since. If you passed on it before, now's the time to jump in. It's an exciting, one-of-a-kind experience that will have you tapping your foot and throwing punches to the beat in no time.
That's the defect? What's suspect? Get him!
Try and catch this.
Sifu brought martial arts combat to the forefront of gaming in a way that hasn't been seen in years. But with its steep difficulty curve and roguelike mechanics, it quickly became a divisive title. Many players found it punishing, which led to some dropping the game early on. However, Sifu's post-launch updates have made it more approachable, offering easier difficulty modes while retaining its intricate, fast-paced combat. This game excels at delivering the feeling of being in a martial arts movie, with fluid animations, intense fights, and a unique aging mechanic that forces you to rethink your strategies. If you were turned off by the difficulty at launch, now's the time to dive back in. With its smoother difficulty curve and still fresh gameplay mechanics, Sifu provides an intense, rewarding martial arts experience that feels wholly unique.
Insane!
One of the biggest examples of a game that was unfairly panned at launch is The Order 1886, a cinematic, steampunk-inspired third-person shooter. It was released in 2015 and was heavily criticized for its short length and lack of replayability. But that initial reception overshadowed what is otherwise a visually stunning and richly atmospheric game. While it may be short, The Order offers one of the most unique settings in gaming of Victorian-era London with werewolves, steampunk weapons, and a rich lore that begs for more exploration. Over time, fans have come to appreciate its immersive storytelling, and there's even been growing demand for a sequel. Revisiting The Order 1886 now, with the expectations of a cinematic adventure rather than a sprawling open-world game, reveals a true hidden gem that offers a beautiful, unforgettable narrative experience.
My work gives them hope that we will one day prevail against our enemies.
Atire nele! Agora que ele estiver na mira! Continue atirando! Ele me pegou! Ah, droga!
When The Surge launched, it was quickly labeled as a sci-fi Souls-like, a comparison that did it both favors and disservices. While the difficulty was there, The Surge brought its own flavor to the genre with an innovative limb targeting system in combat and a bleak, dystopian setting. Initially, the game was overlooked in favor of other Souls-like titles, but its depth in combat and world building has made it a cult classic. With players now more open to the genre's punishing difficulty, The Surge has found new appreciation for its unique take on combat and environmental storytelling. It's a must-play for anyone who loves a challenge, but wants something fresh within the Souls-like genre. Trust me, it's worth a second look. Released in episodic format, the Council flew under the radar when it first came out, despite being one of the most intriguing narrative-driven games of its time. Set in the late 1700s, it mixes historical figures with a deep, choice-driven narrative that unfolds in unexpected ways. At the time, it didn't get much attention due to its slower pace and niche appeal. However, now that all episodes are available, it stands as a gripping story with multiple endings and a unique RPG dialogue system that feels much more engaging on a second playthrough. If you're a fan of narrative-driven games where your choices matter, the Council deserves your attention. It's rich with intrigue, political drama, and twists that will keep you hooked.
Everything is possible if you make the right choices.
It will take all my skill and my silver tongue to solve this mystery.
Before we dive into the last game on our list, a quick reminder to hit that subscribe button if you've enjoyed the content so far. Your support really helps the channel grow. Rounding out the list is Lost in Random, a game that was largely overlooked due to its quirky premise and indie status. This gothic, Tim Burton-esque adventure sees you explore a dark, fantastical world where dice dictate the course of fate. It's a mix of action, strategy, and luck-based mechanics that make for a fresh and charming experience. While Lost in Random didn't make waves upon release, it has steadily gained a following for its unique art style, creative combat system, and endearing characters. It's a game that oozes charm and deserves much more attention than it got. If you love imaginative worlds and strategic gameplay with a twist, Lost in Random is the perfect game to give a second chance.
Strange companion Dicey. And once fully charged, even can roll Dicey and freeze time itself? Let's see how she uses it. Oh, impressive. Well done, even. Nice.
And there you have it, 10 amazing games that absolutely deserve a second chance. These titles may have been overlooked, underappreciated, or misunderstood at launch, but trust me, they've only gotten better with time. So what are you waiting for? Dive back in and give these games the attention they deserve. If you enjoyed the list, don't forget to like, subscribe, and hit that notification bell for more awesome content. Thanks for watching, and we'll catch you in the next video.